Now, Brawl Stars just dropped some images on us, and I think that I have decoded the mystery of what is coming into Brawl Stars in the next update.
My dear Lex, you have decoded nothing. I, Sherlex, have solved this mystery.
But I helped.
You did nothing but sit on your bum and talk about the benefits of pizza rolls versus bagel bites.
You know what? Pizza rolls are better. Can't change my mind. So check it out. We have started to get some clues about what is coming into the next update of Brawl Stars. So let's take a look at each one and I'll break them down for you, as well as give you some news on the club changes that are coming soon. First off, on Brawl Stars social media, there were 4 images posted. Now, in this first one, we see Shelly is having a spell cast upon her frog gun. Now, is it turning into a prince? Or is there something else going on? We also have this red figure in the distance walking to the castle, which I believe is Handsome Colt, and you'll see him again throughout these pictures. In the next one, we have Evil Queen Pam looking at Shelly in her magic mirror. We got Sprout and the sword in the stone like his new skin, El Dragon flying in the distance, a pumpkin peeking out from underneath the cloth, and a hand climbing into the window, which, again, I'm pretty sure is Handsome Colt doing money heist things. Now, all of these things I'm pointing out mean something, and I'll put it together for you here in a minute, but see if you can figure it out before I do. In the next image, we have Barley leading Shelly on a rainbow to the castle. There are a couple things, though, about this picture that you can't see unless you zoom way in. On the right-hand side of the castle, we see a ladder, which I'm presuming Handsome Colt has used to gain access to the castle, although not very slick of him as he just tagged his name on the wall right next to it. I think Colt was there? Pretty sure. But just below that, we have a really strange and confusing graffiti that says, "Sea Boy?" Okay. Above that, in a tower, we have a shadowy figure that, to me, looks like Dark Lord Spike. I don't know what he would be doing in the castle, though, as it completely seems out of place, but hey, that's what it looks like. Now, to the left, perched on the tower, we have El Dragon again, although it looks like he did some graffiti on the front of the castle before keeping watch up top. And lastly, we have the word Brave on the side of the inner tower. Remember that one. Now, these next images are where it starts to get really interesting, so pay close attention. This image depicts a battle between Pam and Primo versus Shelly and Barley. Good versus evil. But aside from the battle, there are 3 things for you to see. Once again, we have Colt breaking in with his blowtorch on top of the tower, but even more ominous than that is this ghost-like figure. It's just sitting in the tower over there to the left, watching the action, and then there's Spike graffiti on the tower just below him. Now, the obvious answer would be that this would be a Spike skin, but I don't think that that's right. Now, one could also make the case for it being a new brawler, but again, I don't think that Brawl Stars would outright show a new brawler like this. Plus, we haven't gotten to the new brawler that I'm predicting. Well, yet. And then on the very far right, there's some graffiti that starts with the letter K. Now, currently, there isn't any brawler in the game whose name starts with the letter K. And I think that the new brawler's name will start with the letter K, but what will this new brawler be?
That is right. The new brawler will be...
I'm getting there. Just go. I got this, Sherlex. That guy, man. Now, the last image shows a fight raging on inside the castle where they're trying to get the sword out of poor Sprout's head. Like, dude, really? He should just put a wall behind him? Easy. While I don't find any direct Easter eggs in this image, the interesting thing is that all of the brawlers that we have previously seen in all of the other images are all tied together once again here. We have Pam, Primo, Colt, Shelly, Sprout, Barley, and Byron. Or at least his potions. Okay, so what do all these images mean? I mean, first off, it could just be a fun little story, showing Shelly getting transformed and going into battle against evil Queen Pam, and that could be the end of it. And while that may be the most likely scenario, what fun would that be? First off, I think that all of these brawlers reoccurring over and over again signify something. Perhaps they're just getting balance changes, but what about that pumpkin that I pointed out earlier? I think that this is a hint for what is coming in the Halloween update, or, excuse me, Brawloween update. Perhaps we're going to be getting skins for all of these brawlers. For instance, Barley, he's on a rainbow, and what's at the end of every rainbow? a pot of gold. Now, Barley already has a true gold skin, but what about a leprechaun skin where he like throws pots of gold? That would be fun. And what about the ghost at the top of the tower? If not a Spike skin, then who? If you were to drape a cloth over the top of Sprout, it would look an awful lot like that. A rounded head with something coming out of the top. I think that that is going to be a Sprout skin. So I think that this could just be a teaser about Brawlers getting new skins or a little sneak peeks about what's coming in the Brawloween update. But hey, that's just a... Oh wait, no, that's Kairos' thing. What about some of the other details like Sea-Boy? What the heck is Sea-Boy? I'm kind of stumped on that one. Cactus Boy? Maybe we'll find out in the new update what Sea-Boy is, but as of right now, I literally have no idea. Remember that K that I thought might be in reference to a new brawler? I think that this is referring to one of two things. Now, the first one is Kit. It's the most obvious, although honestly overused, but it has been in theories and lore for quite a while now. I saw Ray first predict it, as well as Kairos and, well, pretty much every other YouTuber ever. But this is the first time that I'm bringing it to you, and why? Well, of course the K on the wall, but also there is a tie-in, be it slight, with Cat Burglar Jesse, although, to be honest, that's quite a stretch. But I do think it's possible, and I wouldn't be at all surprised to see it. But let me throw out another not-so-obvious option. We have one last image that I haven't yet showed you, and this one is of Gladiator Colette. On the right-hand side of this, you'll see that we have an axe stuck into a box. Now, what brawler in Brawl Stars can use an axe? Or, for that matter, any melee weapon? Now, BB uses a melee weapon, but BB not using her bat? I don't really see that.
Lex, must I point out heroin, BB?
You're missing the bigger picture here, Sherlex. Always correcting me. No other brawler in-game currently uses a melee weapon. Now, it could be something just like a skin for Carl that throws an axe, and that would work, but again, no fun. So I'm thinking that the new brawler will use an axe. But why? I've mentioned before that when I'm trying to think of new brawlers, I always try to think of some sort of character that would fit into a theme park, as well as one that would fit into an existing but yet unfilled trio. Now, with that in mind, there are stunt shows at theme parks, and one of the things that you'll see with them are death-defying feats. What if the new brawler either juggles or throws axes? Now, that would make some sense. He could fit into Stu's trio, which would be the environment of the new update, the arena. So that's my guess. And to be honest, it's completely a guess because there wasn't much clues that I could really go off of. So I'm like 15% sure on this one. So that's it. That's my guess. Either we're getting Kit in the Star Force trio, or we got an axe-throwing brawler that is in Stu's trio like the Arena or the Hazardous trio, and his name begins with K. Now, I'm really bad at naming brawlers, so I'm just going to go with Ken. Another option here is to have this new axe brawler fit into the castle theme. Like, he could be a medieval style brawler like a Viking, similar to the characters in the movie Brave. Yeah. Remember that graffiti I pointed out? But wait, there's more. What about the club changes? What's gonna happen with clubs, you say? I hear you. Well, we do get some info from Frank and Danny's tweets, and I'm starting to get a picture of what's coming for clubs. First off, what we know, and then to my theories. Now, we know that in the next update, the change will not come to clubs, as we see in Danny's tweet. Now, we're going to have some more info on that in November before the changes are made, so there's no need to sweat it just yet, but we do have a bit of insight on what the changes will be aimed at. To get the most out of the club changes, you're going to want to have both active and skilled players, according to Frank when he replied to Brain Dead Base. And then Frank reiterated that we will be getting more info before the change happens, and that the players will not be kicked out and left without a home, but rather placed into new clubs. He also confirmed that the changes will not be taking place in the next update, but rather in November, just like Danny had mentioned as well. Apparently, there's going to be some certain rules or guidelines that they will use when placing players in a new club. Now, I imagine that they would put leaders and co-leaders in a club and automatically spread out the players with those, and so that everybody would have some leadership. But he did stress that it will be better to do it yourself and not to let it auto happen. Of course, we don't have all the information on exactly what it's going to be. I gave you some things that they're looking at, but we don't know exactly everything. So, form your clubs appropriately. Personally, I'm waiting to find out more information before I can make a decision on what's going to happen with all the players in our clubs. So then what do I think the club changes will be? Well, first off, not Club Wars. Yeah, you heard me right. I do not think that Club Wars will be happening when these changes go live in November. I think that the smaller clubs will be working together towards a common goal of achieving something together and reaping rewards of those things together as well. But what kind of rewards? I don't think that it's going to be like basic rewards like boxes or star points or any sort of normal progression resource. I think it's going to be much more interesting. Now, remember that Shelly picture with Byron? She was getting her gun changed. He was putting a spell on it. What if there were cool rewards like weapon skins or even modifications to the weapons that you could use in-game? Now, that is something that would be very cool and well worth putting your time in to making sure you're active and you're helping out your club. I also think that these club changes are a precursor to Club Wars. This is Brawl Stars getting the structure in place so when the Club Wars come out, you'll already be together and ready for battle. Okay, so this all sounds well and good, but when is the update coming? When is all this happening? Well, we don't know yet. But there are 19 days left in this season, putting the new season starting around the 7th of November. So if we work backwards from that, we normally get the info and start seeing content in the game before the new season goes live. That means that Brawl Talk, update sneak peeks, and all the info would come out about 5 or 6 days before that, putting the new Brawl Talk around the 24th of October. Again, that's just a guess, and let me stress that all of this is complete speculation. There is zero inside knowledge that I'm giving you. As of the filming of this video, I know absolutely nothing about the new update. This is, again, totally my speculation, and I could be completely wrong about everything in this video, but that's just my gut feeling on what's coming. So let me know if you saw something that I missed and put it in the comments down below. But that's going to wrap it up for the video. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and as always, until next time, I'll catch you guys on the flip side. Peace out.
Hello, governor. Where's me crumpets and biscuits and tea?